What's up, YouTube? So in this video, what I want to share with you is we're going to continue the conversation of money and bankruptcy, but this is like no guarantees. There's no guarantees in life about certain things, right? And one of the things is relationships, right? So you could have all the money in the world, right? You could have all the money in the world. You cannot make somebody love you. No matter what it is. They fall out of love with you, or the marriage ran its course and you got children with that person, and then you got to pick up the pieces and start all over. And it sucks. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than being with somebody. You have a few children. You're with them for a good part of your life, and you get divorced. Like I was with my significant other for 15 years, you know? And I guess the marriage just fell out of, like she just fell out of love with me. And a good indicator is she stopped paying attention to me. I came last. The intimacy stopped. You know what I mean? Everything like that just stopped. And out of a matter of self-respect for myself, I have to move on. And whether she whether she's gonna fight me and then we're gonna end up in court and it's gonna be bitter, it's just more money of loss. You know, there's nothing worse than being with somebody and that person just falls out of love with you. It's happened to me many times, but there was no kids. And a good indicator of a marriage breakdown is there's always arguments. There's never any harmony. It's always one person is on the go and they can't be still. It's like that. And sometimes marriages run their course. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just end. And it's hard no matter what, because you have memories with that person, and probably you have good memories. You know what I mean? And as a human being and as a social creature, we're not made to be by ourselves. We're not made to be in solitary confinement. You know what I mean? We're not made to be isolationist. We're made to be with a person, and that person is for us, and it's like life goes on. So besides losing money and going bankrupt, there's a good possibility that you don't lose money and you don't go bankrupt, but you could lose your partner. Your partner can decide, hey, I don't love you anymore, or I don't like you anymore, or you something like you disgust me. And and there's children involved. You know what I mean? And when there's children involved, it makes it harder. You know what I mean? It makes it harder to go ahead and get divorced. Like losing a few $1 million, right? And then losing your family. You gotta ask yourself, like I gotta ask myself, it's like what my religious scholar basically said, is you're a shining light, you're an example for others. And I don't like that statement, because here's the whole premise of it, right? Am I gonna rise from the ashes that I've been through, and am I going to have like money again? I mean, I know I have some money, but am I gonna be okay? Because now I gotta be by myself, and I have 3 children to look after. You know, sometimes when you take advice from people, especially financial advisors, I want you to understand something. You have to, as a financier, you have to be able to see natural disasters. Natural disasters are the stock market is going to crash, the government is going to raise or lower interest rates, people are going to buy more than what they could afford. You know what I mean? And then, you know, a financier should be able to see that. See, I see these things because I'm going through it. I could see the market crashing. I could see the real estate market crashing. I could see these things happening because I am going through it. So as a finance individual, somebody's got to predict that shit can happen. They don't predict that. What they tell you is they tell you the exact opposite. They tell you, oh, you're gonna do well, and you're gonna be this, and you're gonna be that, because they want your money. They want your business so they could charge you a fee. That's what I'm saying as far as trusting a financial advisor. Financial advisor, he's not going to help you. I don't care what he is. I don't care what she is. Like these people on television. You understand what I'm saying? They want to tell you that they're paid. Whether you make money or whether you lose money, it makes no difference to them. They are a personality that is paid for by a network, and their job is to get ratings. And they don't give a fuck. They'll tell you, like, you have to, when you invest in any company, you have to research the company, you have to Google the CEO, you have to see where he went to school, everything, and then you have to see how much cash that company has, how much debt they are in, and their creditors. Are they soluble? Do they have a lot of cash? And you have to do the research, and you have to understand, by investing in a company, any company, you have to look at who is running the company and what is their success rate. Make sense? You gotta think about that. So many people say XYZ company is great. XYZ company could suck my cock. Unless XYZ company is run by a CEO that's got proven track record, the climate and the investment is going in and their projection, and you go to that company, right, and you see how much money they have, how much cash they have, how much debt they're in, that makes it a viable company. But when you listen to some asswipe on television, right, and you follow that person like a sheep, then you have nobody but to blame but yourself. But what does Oscar Wilde say? Experience is the harshest teacher. We learn after. You have to learn. You see, you have to predict natural disasters in somebody's life. That's why they have to be solid. They have to be soluble, right? Everything has to be paid for. They can have no finance, no credit, no mortgage, no car payment, no expensive boat, no expensive house, right? And there's language. You understand? I just hope that there are 25 people out there that decide, I don't want to go bankrupt, I don't want to lose my fucking fortune, and allow me to mentor them, and they pay me for my knowledge and understanding and wisdom. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything else, because I don't want to see, like I said before, there is like putting the pieces together of a puzzle. There is no handbook on how to raise children. All you could do is love your children and guide them. That's all you could do. But then when you meet somebody who becomes insecure, who becomes jealous, and doesn't allow you to be a parent, and wants control because they're afraid they're gonna lose their children, that's just a fucking shithead, whether it be a man or whether it be a woman. Because it makes no fucking difference. People need to have emotional stability, and they need to have financial stability as well. But when you take one away from the other, guess what? Right? It's 50% the person's fault and 50% the other person's fault. No matter how you cut it. It's 50% my fault for trusting people, but this is the risk. I told you, life is all about risk. Everything is risk. Getting married is a risk, having children is a risk, right? You gotta risk, and most people will not risk, and I've risked a lot, and I've lost a lot. But I be goddamned, you listen to me, I'll do damage control before the first of the month, and you'll be solid. And when shit hits the fan, you'll be very well off. All right, I'm checking out. Until next time, guys.